Hi there, it's Peter from Woodsball Canada. Today we're going to talk about proper storage of your hard-earned and expensive equipment that you've invested in paintball. Step one, I want to talk about paintballs themselves. This is not proper storage of paintballs. Okay, you see if they get the bag gets all nice and greasy and junk like that, and they get a little sweaty. Not a good way to store your paintball. The best way to store your paintballs is keeping them in the original container with silica gel in there. They don't come with a silica gel in them, so you can pick up some of these at the a gun shop or something like that. And these are actually rechargeable too. You just chuck them in the oven for a few hours and they recharge. There's a little indicator on there that tells you when it's all full of moisture and whatnot. So keeping your balls dry is very important. Also, knowing when you have terrible balls. If you look very carefully, I've got a couple of ones that have been stored for like 100 years. And if you watch them roll, they kind of go whoop, whoop, whoop. And they also have a little bit of a dimple on there that's really hard to see, but trust me, there's a little dimple on there. So what happens in flight when this thing goes out of your gun is it's probably going to explode, and you're going to have paint everywhere and it's just going to spray it all over the place and not hit anything with it. Or it's going to come out of the gun and it's going to flip off to the left or right or up or down and be totally unpredictable, and again you're not going to hit anything with that either. So one of the things that you see a lot of speedballers do is they actually take their paintballs and they roll them around a little bit, and what that does is the fill inside starts to mix up again. It does get separate. There's two different chemicals in there, like an oil and water almost thing. And when you do this, it tends to mix them up again, and sometimes it gets the dimples out of there. Another good way to buy your paintballs is when you go to your paintball store, you say, what is your latest shipment of paintballs? And say, I want to have the freshest, newest ones that you have. Buy those. Whether they're 50 bucks or 100 bucks or whatever, chances are they're going to be the best balls there. Now, another thing we want to talk about is air and how to look after our air system. I've got here a CO2 tank, and it comes with this cheap, flimsy little cap here on the CO2, right? And they break and they're not the greatest thing in the world. I usually just kind of chuck them, and I go to the hardware store and the plumbing department and get a 1/2-inch cap. These are exactly the same threads, and they fit right on there, and they're super durable, and they're almost unbreakable. If you want to go a little bit more expensive, there you can get the aluminum ones. They're also color coded. I like the color coding part, because then I know the difference between a full tank and an empty tank. So the red ones, it's empty, or the blue ones are full, or however you want to color code it. And they're really durable and keep the gunk out of there and out of your gun. Next thing we want to talk about is the actual air lines on the gun. And there's a couple of things here that I've taken the air hose off my gun, and I've purchased a couple of neat little things. This is from an air tool shop actually, and this is the intended purpose of these things. They're tiny little rubber condoms that come in a bag like that for like $1, and they fit right over the air cap like so, and it keeps the gunk out of your gun. Really handy when you go for storage. When you store your gun, again, put it in a nice little case or a bag or whatever. Put one of these things in there. Most of the parts are aluminum and it's not going to rust, but it'll keep everything nice and dry and clean for your next paintball excursion. I'm going to show you how to remove the barrel here, and we're just going to run the swab through the barrel. There's all kinds of different swabs you can buy. Some that look like a big fuzzy thing, some that are a little bit more portable and have a little squeegee thing on there. I like the squeegee ones, and I just put a little end of paper towel on the end of that thing. And this is a different barrel. I've got an apex on there, so when I pull my squeegee through, I want to go this way and not the other way, because I don't want to wreck my apex attachment on the front of my barrel. And you just pull it through a couple of times and see if there's any gunk on there. Mine's actually pretty clean. I just cleaned it actually before the video, so that's why it's probably pretty clean. I like to keep my gun fully assembled, Keeps all the parts so you don't lose anything or miss anything when the season starts up again. And always leave the barrel condom on as well. Sometimes a little tricky to get on when you're sitting down. There, all set for storage. If you're not going to store the air connector with the gun, again, you can go to the hardware store, 50 cents. This is a 1/2-inch PVC plug. Threads right in there. A lot cheaper than buying a new gun, I can tell you that. And that's how you store your gun for next season or for the next round. If you're going to store it for like the whole, you know, for winter, add a couple of drops of oil right to the air. Connect your air up again. Do a couple of dry shots. That'll get all the oil in there, and that'll keep it all nice and protected until next year. Now your airline, same idea. These fittings also fit in your airline, just like so. Keeps all the junk and dirt out of there when it's in your bag. And on this end, you can actually put one of these little condom guys on there too. It's a little tougher to fit on there. I still haven't found one that fits perfect, but trust me, it does fit on there. And that's how you keep your gun nice and clean and ready for the next year. Again, this is Woodsball Canada, and I appreciate you watching my video, and have a great day.